Are you starting to watch the new season of your favorite TV series? Do you want to live memory or just be in the topic? I present to your attention a brief retelling of the plot of the first season of the TV series The Walking Dead, Dead City. Let's go. The action unfolds 2 years after the end of the original series The Walking Dead. Maggie tries to find Negan, and after a while she tracks down a man who is traveling with some girl. As we know, Negan left the settlement of heroes, married a girl named Annie and even had a son. The hero tells Maggie that some time ago his wife was beaten by some scum. Negan decided to take revenge and killed these guys, after which he put his loved ones on a train to Missouri and promised to come later, but for some reason did not go. The marshals begin to hunt Negan, since one of the dead was a judge in their rather large settlement called New Babylon. Soon the hero starts working on some farm, and when marshals come for him, a girl named Ginny follows him. She does not speak, as in the past she was psychologically traumatized after seeing her father turn into a walker. Negan wants to find a safe place for her, but she continues to follow him. Meanwhile, Maggie informs that she needs help from the hero. It turns out that their settlement was attacked by a group called Barazi, which is led by someone named Horvath. They took away all their grain reserves and said that they would come every month for another batch, otherwise they would kill everyone. They also kidnap Herschel, Maggie's son. Why did she turn to Negan? It turns out that Horvath was previously his subordinate, and according to Maggie's plan, the hero will be able to somehow influence the villain. Negan asks why he should help her. The girl replies that she will help arrange Ginny in her settlement, and also solve the issue with the marshals who are hunting him. Negan agrees, and first of all they take Ginny to Maggie's settlement, after which the heroine tells where exactly the Croat is hiding. Turns out he's settled in Manhattan. This is one of the most dangerous places on the planet because of the huge number of zombies on the island. Meanwhile, 3 marshals of New Babylon are also tracking down Negan. They find out that he, along with some woman, went to New York, and soon catch up with the couple. Maggie takes the youngest of them hostage and uses them as a human shield. After that, the heroes get on a boat and sail to Manhattan, and the marshals go after them. Upon reaching the island, Negan, Maggie, and the hostage are attacked by a horde of zombies, but they manage to hide in the building. Soon the marshals catch up with them and 2 people die in a shootout. That leaves only one named Armstrong. Negan initially wants to kill him, but still decides to spare his pursuer. Soon, a woman steals their belongings from Negan and Maggie and they chase after her. In the end, she leads them to a group of survivors. In the future, for convenience, I will call them the Tribe, those anti-Barazi groups of Croats. They don't trust the heroes at first and lock them up. There, Negan informs Maggie that, although he agreed to help her, he does not know how to persuade the Croat to give them Herschel, since they did not part in the best way. We will learn the story of how Negan and Horvath met and separated. Many years ago, the Croat's family died at the hands of cannibals. The man did not know where to go and accidentally stumbled upon the Savior and the group of Negan, after which he became his most devoted follower and was irreplaceable in security matters. However, soon the Croat had a cuckoo. He started torturing people to get the information he needed, and once tortured a girl to death. Negan could not forgive this and decided to get rid of the mad dog. Nevertheless he missed by shooting off the Croat's ear, after which he escaped and nothing has been heard of him to date. Meanwhile, in Manhattan, Horvath interrogates Herschel, Maggie's son, and wants to find out more about Negan, but he remains silent. Marshal Armstrong wakes up and we find out that his brother lived in Manhattan. The man goes in search of him and, sneaking into his brother's apartment, finds only his corpse. After that, he continues to search for Negan, but falls into the trap of Baraza. They bring him to their base, which is located in an indoor stadium. There we learn that Horvath uses the Walking Dead as fuel for generators, since in the past his specialty was alternative power sources. But for those of his group, the villain throws Armstrong into a cage with walkers, but he manages to win, after which the Croat learns that Marshall is hunting for Nigan. Soon the Croat people attack the tribe and the heroes convince those who want to help. Negan intimidates Barazi in his manner and the villains avoid him. The tribe realizes that eventually they will be attacked again, collect things and move to another location. The heroes report that they are hunting the Croat themselves, since he has Maggie's son. They ask for help from the tribe, as Tommaso knows the way to their base. It turns out that in the past Barazi was abducted by several people from their group. Only Tamaz managed to escape. In the end, the heroes manage to convince the tribe to attack the villains, but not everyone is happy with this decision. A little later, Bugaj Luther, alone with Nigan, demands that they leave, since he does not trust outsiders. A fight ensues, and the hero accidentally kills a man, after which he hides the traces of the crime. A little earlier in Maggie's settlement, the girl Ginny feels out of place. For some reason, she does not trust the words of the heroine and decides to check the story about the attack of the Croat. It turns out that Maggie lied and Barazi did not steal their grain, after which Ginny goes after the heroes. Soon she gets into a makeshift boat and gets to Manhattan. In the city, she is attacked by walkers, and she loses her favorite plush toy, which is picked up by a woman and with a tribe. Ginny goes after her. Meanwhile, Maggie notices that a woman who brought various trash from the street found Ginny's plush toy. She guesses that the girl went after them, but she does not want to tell this to Negan, since he will most likely go in search of her and will not help the heroine, so she burns a plush toy, and Ginny sees it, watching from an ambush. The heroes are on their way. According to the plan, Negan should lure out the Croat, since he is supposed to have a grudge against him. Maggie will go in search of Herschel, and the tribe will kill all the Barazi. At first everything goes according to plan, but for some reason the base turns out to be empty. Someone warned the villains about the attack. Negan lures out the Croat, but he does not hold a grudge against the hero and wants him to join him. Moreover, he wants him to lead his people, and as a sign of trust, he wants to execute the marshal. However, Negan saves his former enemy, avoids the Croat from the base. Meanwhile, Maggie notices Ginny and runs after her. They find themselves in the middle of the stadium along with the rest of the tribe, and at that moment the Barazi undermine all exits from the building. The room is filled with the walking dead, and only 4 heroes manage to survive: Maggie, Ginny, Tommaso and his girlfriend. The only way out is to go down into the sewer, but this way is very dangerous. Nigan and Armstrong escape from Barazi, but the wounded marshal directs weapons at the hero and informs him that he is going to go with him to New Babylon, where he will be tried. Negan tells him that he was just taking revenge for his wife. He also reports that it is impossible to get out of Manhattan, since the Buras destroy all the boats that dock to the island. Armstrong replies that he knows a way. It turns out that there are pontoons next to the pier, and if you unhook them, you can move to the continent. Soon, Negan manages to defeat the marshal, and at first he wanted to escape, but he could not leave the wounded Armstrong in return for him. He makes an agreement with the man and that they will get off the island together, and the marshal will no longer hunt for him. Meanwhile, we see how the Croat arrives at the theater, where he meets a woman named Lady. It turns out that the villain works for her, and we find out that they kidnapped Maggie's son only so that she would bring Nigan to them. Meanwhile, the other heroes are trying to get out of the sewer. Suddenly Maggie guesses who betrayed the tribe. It was Tamazam. It turns out that in the past he did not run away from Barazi himself. He was released and promised that if he surrendered his tribe, they would help him and his girlfriend escape from Manhattan. Now Maggie doesn't trust the man, but soon they are attacked by the Walking Dead and Tomaz and his girlfriend are killed. Suddenly, Maggie is attacked by a zombie consisting of several bodies. At this moment, Ginny escapes, as she is afraid of the heroine, after which she gets to the surface and releases a flare, which is noticed by Negan. All the remaining heroes meet, and Ginny tries to tell Negan about Maggie, but he stops her and orders her to leave the island. The girl wants to stay with him, and the hero confesses to her that he killed her father. Keeping an eye on her is part of his redemption. Armstrong promises to take Ginny back to the settlement and does so by the end of the season, after which he returns to New Babylon, where he reports to the leaders of this community that he killed Negan. However, it is all the more interesting to learn about the methane that Horvath produces, since this incredible technology can change everything. Meanwhile, Negan and Maggie go in search of Horvath. Soon the hero guesses that the woman lied to him and led him into a trap. They fight, but then Barazi appears and Maggie takes Negan hostage. Horvath gives Herschel to his mother, and she gives him Negan. After that, Maggie takes her son to her settlement, but finds out that he not only told the villains everything, but also made friends with their leader, the lady. Meanwhile, Horvath brings Negan to his boss. We'll find out why they needed a hero. It turns out that the lady has huge plans to conquer the remaining humanity, but she needs a leader that people will follow. This person is Negan, as she has heard about his success in creating his savior group. The hero doubts, but she, knowing that he is in debt to Herschel, threatens that she can kill the kid at any moment. The end of the first season.